This land we call home has a rich and varied history stretching back thousands of years. But hidden below the surface are some amazing treasures just waiting to be found.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. That's really cool.
So each year across the country, archaeologists dig underground and dive underwater, searching for fresh discoveries.
The most amazing thing in British archaeology.
Uncovering traces of ancient lives.
Somebody's pride and joy, I'm sure.
And finding fascinating objects.
Such exquisite detail.
This year, I'll be meeting the archaeologists and looking at some of their most incredible finds.
I mean, that is stunning.
While Dr. Tori Herridge is travelling the length of the country to some spectacular locations.
Where I'll be dropping in on some of this year's most fascinating digs.
Oh my gosh, can you see that?
It's just brilliant.
Oh my goodness.
Every dig provides a new piece in the puzzle of Britain's forgotten past. This is the epic and unfolding story of our islands. Welcome to Digging for Britain. This week on Digging for Britain, in Norfolk, archaeologists find a mysterious block containing metal.
I don't know. I mean, I like the design of it.
And a CT scan
Look at that.
reveals a once-in-a-lifetime find.
The most amazing thing I've ever seen in British archaeology.
In Kent, Tori investigates an Iron Age settlement on top of the White Cliffs.
This gold coin is right on that era of Julius Caesar's crossing.
And discovers a tribe that seemed quite Roman long before Britain became part of the empire.
The Romans haven't conquered, but their culture has.
And we go behind the scenes
Morning all, let's do the morning brief then.
at one of the largest and most complex archaeological excavations in British history.
I have never seen anything like this.
I mean, I've got goosebumps.
Phenomenal.
Every so often something turns up which is just utterly extraordinary. Something the archaeologists will describe as a once-in-a-lifetime find. And that is the case with this next discovery, which is not only unique in Britain, it's unique in Europe. And I just feel so lucky to be getting such an early glimpse of it and then to be sharing that with you. We're heading to a location which is 20 miles outside Thetford. Earlier this year, a team from Pre-Construct Archaeology were carrying out a routine excavation in advance of construction of a new housing development. 2,000 years ago, this was the territory of the Iceni tribe. They lived here during the Iron Age. As the dig got underway, there didn't seem to be anything of real significance. But dig leader Peter Crawley had a sneaking suspicion that there was something here.
It felt like one of these sort of special sites that you do get every so often. I don't know, there was sort of gut feeling, something special about this one in particular. I just had a good feeling about it.
And it wasn't long before archaeologist Richard Thorpe found something out of the ordinary with his metal detector.
So, you know, I'm sort of detecting along, and I detect this very large signal. Well, I was instantly excited because I knew we had something special.
They dig down in the spot where Richard found his strong signal and film the exciting moment of discovery.
This looks like the base of the bowl, that looks like the bowl.
At first, the team believes they have perhaps a pile of metal bowls.
buried together as a hoard.
And the top bit?
I don't know. I mean, I like the design of it.
But one of the finds is covered with intriguing decoration.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
That's obviously going to be a separate thing. I have no.
Oh, do you think it's one of those plans?
Like a carnix.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's possible.
The team are excited about this possibility. If they're right, this could be an incredibly rare Iron Age object, a carnix. This is a type of decorated trumpet. Iron Age tribes from Italy to Scotland use them to intimidate enemies and rally warriors on the battlefield. Only one carnix has ever been found in Britain, and in fact, even then, it was only part of one.
That's about the right size for one. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking.
Here is heading to the nearest mouth.
Nice.
I mean, if you found a carnix, then you
I've won.
yeah,
I just quit. I
done
quit
archaeology. It's done.
Yeah.
With such a potentially important find, the team makes the decision to block lift the entire hoard at the same time.
You get a bit of that, we just lay it across there.
They dig around the hoard and cover it in plastic wrap to keep it secure.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be all the way down.
It is certainly the best thing I've ever found as an archaeologist, and probably will be the best thing I will find as an archaeologist as well. You know, it's a dream come true, really.
They send the block to be X-rayed to see what's hidden inside. But there are so many objects packed closely together, it's hard to make sense of the image. At this point, Project Officer Gary Trimble is beginning to wonder if the hoard could contain something even rarer than a carnix.
The results weren't conclusive, but they give some tantalising sort of evidence that we may actually have, rather than a carnix, it may be a boar standard.
Standards like this, topped with the figurine of a boar, were carried into battle by Celtic tribes.
We've got a quandary. Is it a carnax, or could it be another object of Iron Age date, a boar standard?
If it does turn out to be a carnix, it'll be a really significant find, and these are extraordinarily rare. Now, if it turns out to be a boar standard, that's even rarer.
To find out which of these two exceptionally rare objects they're dealing with, the team turns to more advanced imaging, taking the block to a local hospital for an out-of-hours CT scan. And they film the moment as the exciting results emerge.
I love modern technology because it's just started working. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely exceptional. What is that thing? This thing here? Yes, look. We're going to have to dig it up and find out, aren't we?
Wow.
That's really astounding, isn't it?
It's got cut-out decoration on it.
That detail is extraordinary. It's absolutely beyond belief, this. Yeah.
This isn't even once in a lifetime occupancy, is it? This is rarer than that.
Yes.
It's rarer. This is several people's lifetime.
Is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in British archaeology.
The CT scan reveals the mystery object is a boar standard, the very first one ever found in Britain. But there was more. Hidden deeper inside the hoard, there is also a carnix. And it's the most complete carnix ever found in the whole of Europe. Two of the rarest objects from the Iron Age found together. Conservator Jonathan Clark is excavating the block under controlled conditions in the lab.
So these are the objects that have been removed so far from the block. We've got multiple shield bosses, some of which were stacked on top of each other. But then, of course, we have the bore standard here, which you can see this wonderful-looking boar's head. And I don't know whether you can make out a tusk at the end here with his lovely snout here, and wonderful curled designs surrounding the mouth here. And the eye would have had something in there, possibly an organic material or a dissimilar metal, so it really would have stood out again on this shiny copper alloy object.
Jonathan has carefully extracted the bore standard from the hoard. But there's still a lot of work to do on the Carnix.
What we've got here is the bell of the Carnix, which goes from its neck all the way around here with a crest on its back, which has got this openwork decoration in it. The Carnix itself is kind of in this roaring, open-mouthed state here, and with the top jaw and the bottom here. And here we've got the wonderful little eye just visible there, which is remarkable survival. And you can even see along here the sort of serrated edge of its open mouth. As soon as you see it, you can't help kind of being not only impressed with it, but kind of charmed by it at the same time.
The Carnix is made from extremely thin sheets of metal, which have become very brittle after 2,000 years in the ground.
You can see a large fissure and crack going along the bell of the Carnix there, which is a really good way of seeing quite how thin the metalwork is. It can be quite a pressured task. You're aware of the risks at all times.
This is the most complete Carnix ever found, with the pipe, mouthpiece and bell all uniquely intact.
You can see the face is really emerging here. You can see a ridge, the sort of brow of its eye here. We're really getting a sense of the Carnix's face, really. You can't help but kind of stare at its eye when you're working on it, kind of looking face to face with it. To think that it was a musical instrument just adds this layer to it, it really does. It wasn't just decorative, it had life and screamed and made noise.
In the 1st century BCE, the writer Diodorus Siculus wrote that the Carnix produced a harsh sound which suits the tumult of war.
We're in the early days of this excavation and have so much to discover and find out about it. The work's sort of only just begun, really.
The micro-excavation will take another 4 weeks. So in the meantime, I've invited archaeologist Gary Trimble and Carnix expert Fraser Hunter to the Digging for Britain tent, and they've brought a modern reconstruction of one of these trumpets.
Fraser, Gary.
Hello.
I mean, this is one of these once-in-a-lifetime discoveries, surely. There's not many of these that have turned up.
Absolutely not, no. We have our fair share of hoards in Norfolk, but this is so different.
Yeah.
And really, really, really special.
And this is the most complete one in Europe.
Yes.
I mean, this is astonishing.
It is
What a
astonishing.
find.
What a find.
And you've got the bore standard.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it represent? What does the bore mean? Do we know?
Boars, if you think of what boars do in the wild, you know, it's the strength and the ferocity, but also the cunning. So boars are very fierce animals, to face it, in the hunt. So the symbolism of a boar is a lot about, they say, the strength of it, a very appropriate adversary in battle.
This is the CT scan we had of the block, the boar's head standard there, and then the shield bosses, some of them stacked within each other, you know, sort of together. And then this is the upper part of the tubing of the Carnix.
Just coming around here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And under here, you've got the bell of the Carnix.
Hidden under there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the whole thing.
It looks like it.
So this is another first.
Yeah. It's the only one where we can be confident the tube ties into the instrument.
And here.
You have the complete tube bent in half.
Got it.
And so we can see this is an instrument standing about this kind of height originally.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
one time we can really see this is the height of a Carnix. And it shows the mouthpiece is in line with the tube. You would play this leaning backwards like that. It
Yeah.
just confirms that.
And do you think these are deliberately placed, or is it just about putting objects in a hole in the ground?
No, we're sure it's a votive deposit. You know, this has been put in the ground for the deities, for the gods. And we think it's a deliberate placement of these shield bosses over the bell of the Carnix. In other words, to quieten it down.
It really feels like it's shielding the head. It's really
Yeah.
protecting the head. It's a very careful deposit.
It's just fantastic, isn't it, to be able to use these technologies, which, you know, originally medical technologies for looking inside people's bodies, but you can look inside blocks of earth and actually see what objects you've got there. And when do you think this dates to?
50 BC, AD 50, it's in that bracket somewhere.
Yeah, it's such a crucial time, isn't it? Because you've got Julius Caesar coming over, having a look at Britain.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a time of change and a time of turmoil, and so much going on, especially in the south and east of England, with all this impact to the Roman world.
Yeah.
You know, warfare and military prowess is a key part of that. So the drama of something like the Carnix and a Boer standard in any battle, in any army, showing off with one of those things, these would have been spectacular objects.
Yeah, yeah.
Looked
And this
and
is
sounded
very much part of that story, isn't it?
Both the Carnix and Boer standard will soon be fully excavated and cleaned. It's incredible to imagine these fearsome beasts towering over an Iron Age army up to 2 or 3 meters in the air, with the Carnix blasting across the battlefield. This is by far the most complete and well-preserved Carnix ever discovered. It adds to our knowledge of these incredible instruments and provides us with an iconic image of the Iron Age. As for what these trumpets sounded like, it's time to find out, as musician and PhD student Letty Stott is about to transport us back into the Iron Age.
It's more tuneful than I thought it would be. Our next dig is one of the biggest excavations that's ever been carried out in Britain. It allows archaeologists to look at a whole landscape as it changes through time over thousands of years. Now, there are hundreds of archaeologists working on this site, racing to record thousands of finds and features and keeping pace with a complex construction project.
We're heading to Suffolk and the village of Sizewell, 20 miles east of Ipswich. Here, construction is well underway on the new Sizewell C nuclear power plant. It's one of Britain's biggest infrastructure projects. But before the construction really gets going, archaeologists are on site to explore and record the heritage here. More than 200 archaeologists from Oxford Cotswold Archaeology are busy uncovering traces of human activity stretching back thousands of years. Across 70 sites, they're excavating more than 2 million square metres, making this one of the largest and most complex archaeological projects ever undertaken in Britain. And working at this scale offers archaeologists an unprecedented insight into Suffolk's long history. For archaeologist Rosanna Price, it's a job that's close to home.
I was born and raised in Suffolk. This is where I'm from, and it's quite beautiful to be back, actually.
We're joining Rosanna for an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour.
Right, guys, morning all. Let's do the morning brief then.
Every day starts the same way in the Nerve Centre.
Make sure they are suited for the job and in
Just
good
morning
condition.
briefing. We have to do one of these every day on every site.
Please ensure you're always wearing the correct and intact PPE whilst on site.
The team depends on meticulous coordination and communication.
Housekeeping, walkways need to be kept clear, especially in doorways. Cleaning supplies are provided for everyone to use.
We've got a lot
If
of
price
trainees.
longer, the grounds number is
Come on
changed.
all the time. They need updating and reminding.
Marvellous. That's cracking. Cheers, guys.
Everyone's ready to go, start another day.
And just like that, more than 200 archaeologists file out and disperse across the huge site.
So everyone's now just going to go out, get in their trucks, head over to their sites, get digging.
In her role as archaeological engagement manager, Rosanna checks in regularly with each of the digging teams. This means she's uniquely positioned to give us an exclusive glimpse of the huge range of discoveries being made here.
We've got sort of 20 places to visit in a week, and they are spread across a massive area in Suffolk County. I mean, this is the biggest infrastructure project for a generation.
Rosanna's first stop is at a site uncovering evidence of some of the earliest permanent homes in Suffolk, when people were settling down, swapping hunter-gatherer lifestyles for farming during the Neolithic.
Hi, Dan.
Archaeologist Dan Pond is leading this area.
This is looking different. You finished it?
We have finished our post-hole structure now, yeah. It's all good to go.
These holes would have held upright posts supporting the walls of what was once a Neolithic building.
This is our second structure. It's made up of about 20 or so post holes.
Wow.
You don't get many of these buildings surviving.
That's fantastic.
I know, yeah, incredibly rare.
Early Neolithic buildings tend to be long and rectangular halls. A circular building of this size at this time is very unusual, so there aren't any reconstructions of what it might have looked like. But we do know the occupants were still relying on stone tools.
This is absolutely stunning.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's an early Neolithic polished stone axe head.
But this edge is just exquisite, isn't it? It's perfect. Quite a high status, presumably, object because it's so beautifully crafted. So this is something pretty fancy. Have you found anything more domestic?
We found a lot more pottery. I've got a couple of sherds here. So this is early Neolithic pottery. This is 4,000 to 3,500 BC. Really, really elaborate design.
So this piece here is 6,000, 5,500 years old.
Yep, it's survived all this time.
That is phenomenal.
This is the earliest pottery, our earliest finds we've had on the project. I mean, people were living, creating these things 6,000 years ago.
Absolutely stunning.
The Sizewell project is vast, and the team are uncovering evidence from many different periods.
Very satisfying to watch the site develop over time, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. You get quite emotionally attached to it. Like most sites like I've been on, they've just been one specific time period, like either Roman or medieval. But with this, it's a complete landscape, and that landscape is really the history of people in East Anglia.
The archaeologists are spread out over such a wide area, they keep in touch using their phones. And while this team are busy investigating traces of the Neolithic, Rosanna receives an exciting update from her colleague, Will Stibley.
Oh, that is fantastic. They've got a collared urn, and I imagine there's got to be presumably a cremation in there. Will looks very happy with himself. I think we better go and have a look in person.
It can take more than 20 minutes to drive between the sites.
Yeah, one of those times when having to go at 5 to 10 miles an hour is really tantalising, because you've got this thing you want to go and see it. What can you do, I guess? You've got to stick to the speed limit.
In the Neolithic, some people were buried together in large communal graves, like this chambered tomb in Orkney. But as time wore on, we start to see graves of individual people in the Bronze Age.
Yeah, this is fantastic. So Will only started here yesterday, and he's immediately discovered this. It started on this site, and that's such a classic manoeuvre to turn up and get something. And wow, look at this. Oh, you've done a beautiful job as well. I mean, it is just stunning, isn't it? And it so clearly is early Bronze Age from this massive collar here.
I mean, it's so exciting just to be the first person to see something like this in, what, 3,500 years?
Yeah.
That's the reason I got into archaeology, to do things like this.
It looks like there might be some impressed twine decoration around the rim that's already peeking through. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting once we've dug a little bit more out to see if there's any more decoration and if it's mirrored on the accessory vessel as well.
This cremation is 2 miles away from the Neolithic building found at the first site, and it's much later in time. But so far, it's the earliest evidence of human activity that they're finding in this part of the landscape.
It's quite interesting that here we have almost no evidence of early Neolithic activity. We have very little evidence right up until about 2,500 BC, when we start getting much more early Bronze Age activity. It seems to be a real gap in the landscape here. This is an area that they just don't seem to be using or visiting during the early Neolithic. It's not until the early Bronze Age that we see any significant activity here. So there does seem to be significant variation over time in the parts of the landscape that people are exploiting.
This is just an amazing addition to the story of Sizewell, the story of Suffolk people through time. Seeing all these little patches of excavation coming up in the landscape, like, this is amazing. This is actually my history coming to life in front of me.
We'll rejoin Rosanna later in the programme when even more of Suffolk's rich history is revealed.
This is amazing. Sounds like it might be something pretty good.
The east of Britain has always been the front line between our islands and the continent, sometimes bearing the brunt in times of conflict, at other times benefiting from peaceful connections and commerce.
If I can't jump, just push and shove.
Throughout the centuries, this proximity to Europe has had a unique impact on the communities that lived here. As our next dig shows, Tory Herridge is heading to Folkestone, 10 miles west of Dover.
The white cliffs that run along the southeast coast are one of Britain's most recognisable landscapes. They are the first thing anyone sees when travelling across the Channel from France. Even Roman generals.
It was these white cliffs that Julius Caesar described when he tried but failed to invade the British Isles in 55 BC. He described people at the top there, fiercely ready and waiting to throw rocks down the troops below.
But little is known about those defiant people on the cliff tops, who lived here along the south coast of Britain during the Iron Age. A team from Canterbury Archaeological Trust is in their third year of excavations at the site. They want to find evidence of this Iron Age community and investigate what their lives and culture were like before the Romans invaded. Geophysical surveys of the cliff tops reveal at least 3 Iron Age roundhouses that once stood right here. Archaeologist Andrew McIntosh is leading the dig.
What a view.
It's such an amazing view. Often on clear days, you'll see the White Cliffs over in France there as well. Julius Caesar, sort of remarked on, populated Iron Age settlement here, and I think this is probably the settlement that he was talking about when he was looking at these cliffs and seeing how populated it was here.
Since they started excavating the site, the team have unearthed hundreds of quernstones, heavy circular stones used to grind grain into flour. But here, these quernstones were used to line drains, gutters and post holes.
Even I would recognise that as a quernstone.
So, I mean, this is fairly typical of a late Iron Age rotary quernstone.
It's a big, big slab of rock, isn't it?
It is.
You're turning that round, the weight of it, grinding.
Yeah, they're very heavy, so this is one part of 2 stones that would have turned against one another. We suspect this might be the top half of one of the quernstones. So this one has had quite a lot of work on it, hollowing out this top. You can see chisel marks where they've started to work it. It's been discarded at some point. Something's gone wrong at the last minute in manufacture. It may be that on the underside here, that it's split at some point when they've tried to shape it, and then it's no longer functional for its purpose.
So this wasn't being used here as part of the daily milling activity of a settlement. You're saying it's being made here?
Yeah, because there's so many we find here.
The querns were shaped from local sandstone, which arose naturally out of the cliffs and onto the beach right below the site.
They've got quernstones coming out their ears, like broken ones.
Yeah.
Which is kind of really impressive.
But I mean, this raw material, if it's available, everything has got here somehow. It's come up off the beach, so you're going to utilise this raw material.
Well, exactly, waste not, want not, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got it, you might as well use it.
Indeed.
And that's more than any one settlement would need for themselves.
Yeah.
So the people here are making quernstones to be traded elsewhere.
Yeah, they're being traded inland, possibly overseas.
The Iron Age people living here had such an excess of quernstones, they must have been trading them. And small finds from the site are helping archaeologist Rich Best piece together a picture of cross-channel connections long before the Romans invaded Britain.
So pre-conquest, what have we got from that period? Are these stuff here should tell us something about that time?
So this gold coin is a import from northern France and sort of Flanders area and dates to 58 to 54 BC.
Oh, right, wow.
So it's right on the that era of Julius Caesar's crossing. And
there's a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of fighting going on between the Gauls over there and the Romans, right?
Yeah,
so do you think news of that would have been coming with these coins?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's quite easy to think of Britain in that period as quite isolated, when really, particularly in Kent and here, it's a hop across the channel, which I think is something that people do quite regularly. And then with that, the stories of what's happening.
So you've got what is clearly sort of ceramics, pottery stuff, yeah?
Absolutely. So here we've got parts of amphora.
So the minute you say that word, I assume it's come from far away. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, is it Roman?
It is. So these are used for importing wine, olive oil, and sort of fish sauce. And we think these were imported around 150 BC.
Oh, so before, so it's pre-Roman conquest Britain.
Yeah, we think of sort of olive oil and wine and fish sauce as a characteristically Roman thing, but there is evidently a demand for it pre-conquest. Whether they're using that as a way to express, how close they are to Rome and, their connection.
Rome is encroaching, basically.
Yeah.
And what else have we got in here? This is quite different over here, this darker stuff.
Yeah, so this is locally made, but it's imitating Roman styles. So they go for, rather than bowls and jars, it's sort of flatter dishes and things like that.
So this is someone over here basically trying to make some fancy Roman plates.
Yeah, and what's so significant about this, particularly for this site, is that here they are starting to sort of imitate the Roman wares quite a while before anywhere else in Kent. So here that is occurring sort of 25, 30 AD, whereas elsewhere in Kent you only see it post-conquest, so maybe up to sort of 60 AD.
That's
so
interesting.
Here they're kind of ahead of the game.
Right, that's interesting, because like the Romans haven't conquered.
No, but they're
their culture
adapting
has,
and,
in some
and
ways.
adopting
Yes.
a lot of what the Romans would bring.
Ahead of the army comes the ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's being discovered here at this site is quietly rewriting what we know about Iron Age Britain. Yes, there's plenty of evidence of connection across the Channel to ancient Gaul, but there's also something else. There's a tantalising connection to Rome. The people of Kent were enjoying fine wines, fine pottery, but also maybe taking on the ideas of Rome. This part of Britain was Romanising before a Roman soldier even set foot upon British soil.
And the beach is lifting me, ash is reaching me, wind is holding me, time is folding me under the trees, down through the lane, onto the path that you came to that day.
Archaeology often involves recovering tiny fragments, then painstakingly piecing them together until something wonderful emerges. Archaeologist Meg Russell has been looking into a particularly delicious puzzle.
I've come to Museum of London Archaeology's storage warehouse, where today, new discoveries are being made by examining old finds. Back in 2021, a team from Museum of London Archaeology unearthed thousands of tiny fragments of ancient wall plaster. They all came from a commercial building that once stood on the banks of the River Thames during the Roman period. Now, materials specialist Han Lee is painstakingly piecing this puzzle back together to improve our understanding of the colours and patterns used in Romano-British interior design. Hi, Han.
Hi, how are you?
Wow, this looks absolutely fantastic. What is it that we're actually looking at here?
Well, we're looking at a nearly 2,000-year-old Roman painting painted during the early Roman period in London.
It's absolutely beautiful. Han has more than 10,000 pieces of wall plaster to arrange. They make up 20 separate decorated walls, each with a different, intricate design. My eyes do not want to leave this beautiful detail. Can you talk me through some of the things that we're looking at here?
Absolutely. So you've got a beautiful candelabra here with these two knots, do you see?
Yes.
And of course, the string is dangling down to little dots of pearl.
Those are pearls?
They are, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And over here, where we thought were grapes initially, it's actually part of a mistletoe, which is quite a popular thing in Roman culture itself.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm looking at this, but I'm side-eyeing this beautiful, is it a daisy?
It is a daisy, and this daisy is actually our star piece. So everyone remembers the daisy during the period of excavation because this was one of the most sort of vibrant pieces found.
And I'm just looking at these little dots here. Are they imitation stone?
They are. It's imitation marble, pink imitation marble. It gives you that illusion of a much more expensive piece of building material.
By painting this plaster wall to look like more expensive and higher status stone, the artist has given us clues as to what stone buildings really looked like, as well as the aspirations of the Romano-British occupant. Now this is some beautiful imitation stonework.
This is actually imitating Egyptian red porphyry. It looks almost identical to the actual stone, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah, just see how tiny bits and pieces of the crystals in the stone are done so intricately and so carefully. It must have taken forever.
By examining each fragment in minute detail, Han is also discovering tiny inscriptions which reveal even more about the artists themselves.
We're now in your office. What have we got in front of us?
Well, you see the letters here, look at the font. It's beautifully done, isn't it? Even the T itself has a thin to thick to thin kind of stroke to it. And it says FECIT, has made this. And if you imagine, when I was talking about the way that it was scored in, that could only be done when the plaster was still soft. Now, who do you think would do that but the painter?
You're not telling me this is a painter's mark?
This is a painter's signature mark, or the group signature mark.
But how brilliant is that?
There's not many of these. In fact, very few examples can we prove that the painter has scored it in when the plaster was soft.
That's amazing. What Han and his team have done here is more than conservation, it's transformation. Finishing this puzzle has given us a unique window into the taste, ambition and styles of Romano-British London.
The landscape of Britain's east has changed many times through the centuries. From the draining of marshes in the fens to the arrival of Christianity. But every time a new generation starts changing the landscape, there's the potential that precious traces of the past may be lost. It's the job of archaeologists to record and preserve the past. And on our next site, that's happening on an unprecedented scale. We're returning to Sizewell, where Rosanna Price is giving us an exclusive glimpse behind the scenes of one of the biggest digs to take place in Britain, offering a fascinating insight into Suffolk's long history.
I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, isn't it? To have this vast project revealing archaeology in Suffolk. We've got everything, the full span.
One of the biggest challenges facing the team is working around all the heavy machinery on the site.
We're surrounded by bollards and trucks and plant, and I mean, there's a bloke here coming towards us in a massive HGV. There's dumpers and diggers. It is incredible what people can do when they work together on a vast construction like this. So we're constantly working alongside active and moving plant, one of the main reasons for all the PPE. But you can never forget that you've got a schedule, you are trying to meet a programme, and there's also a great sense of teamwork and collaboration.
Here, the team has made an incredible discovery thanks to waterlogged conditions and amazing preservation of timber. This artefact dates to the Iron Age.
Hi, Jess.
Hello.
Wow, that is sensational. I had heard that you had a ladder.
Yeah.
But you really do.
Definitely a real ladder.
Yeah. Big plank here, big plank there, and they've bored through this sort of circular rung from one side to the other.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, the idea is that it would have been a big waterhole well kind of thing, and they've put a ladder in there to get down to it if the water level was really low. I mean, at the moment, you can see that it's already starting to fill up.
This is such a tangible link to the past, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
I have never seen anything like this. This is fantastic. What a wonderful find.
Local production and manufacture would have been important in the Iron Age. Everyone would have been involved with craft in some way. But there was some mass production too. And that became supercharged in the Roman period.
Naomi.
Hi, Rosanna.
This is looking a lot clearer than it did when I saw you a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, I know. We've revealed the full floor. So this lovely levelled floor, which is lined all the way out both of these flues. So really excited.
It's a Roman kiln, and some of the pottery from the last firing has survived inside.
So in a very small amount of space right at the bottom of the chamber, it was just chock full of pot, fragments of pot. None of them seem to be in situ or full vessels. But as you can see in our flue, we still have some pot fragments sticking out.
Massive bits actually in context in here.
Yeah, there's so much of it, which has been amazing and so lovely. This is one of our nicest bits of pot.
That's
with
gorgeous.
some lovely decoration.
Stunning, isn't it?
So we found that all throughout the whole future. So we know that they've definitely been making that here. Very high quality, probably very expensive.
This is really impressive. That's the kind of thing you would have on a table.
Yeah.
In a fancy
Status,
home.
Yeah. I mean, that I think was quite uncommon. If we do find other pieces of that around the country, it might have been made in this kiln here. So that's really lovely to see.
What a delightful thing to uncover.
Mm-hmm.
On a vast site like this, it's important to keep track of where everyone is.
You've got to go through the security portal. You've got to prove who you are, get your ID out. It's a definite feeling that you're stepping into the Sizewell world. So everybody has to sign in when they get to site, everybody. This is the visitor log, so we know who's here. This is the one that shows that everybody knows where to muster if there's an emergency. And then these two show that you've been briefed for any potential hazards, either in the compound or on site. Right, we're all signed in. We can go and see the archaeology.
This excavation is so large that the environment varies hugely from place to place. From deep mud to gravel and even sand. And here the archaeologists are excavating a graveyard, which dates to the centuries after the Roman period in Britain, known as the early medieval period.
It's like being at the beach, isn't it?
The sandy soil here is acidic, dissolving away bone mineral. These haunting shadows are called sand skeletons. Archaeologist Frankie Wildman is leading this excavation.
Ah, so this one's really clear. You see the legs here and the pelvis?
Yep, that's it. So you've got the pelvis here, so you've got the left side and the right side. You've got the right leg running down here, and you've got the left leg running down here.
Ah, it's beautiful. And of course, these beautiful beads, look at those in this sunlight as well.
Yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous. So these are Baltic amber beads, which provides us an indication that there was a connection with the North Atlantic, so Scandinavia. This was a interchangeable point. So you're looking at a west-east grave, which is the precursor to Christianity coming in, but you're also keeping the old ways as well, so having the personal effects with the skeleton as well. So this is why we've got these beautiful beads having been found.
Such a poignant connection to this person. All that's surviving in the grave of them is their incredible style.
Yes, absolutely.
The team are unearthing dozens of sand skeletons. But there's one that dwarfs them all, a horse burial.
Ah, wow. That is so much more defined than when I last saw it, isn't it?
It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, well done, Jack.
Really cool.
We've got the front legs here.
Yep.
And the hind legs coming round here. And you've just got the shadow of the spine.
Yep.
You've got enough of that surviving leg to work out the height of this, surely.
Yes, so provisionally there's a height of around about 1.4 metres,
Okay.
which in horse terms is about 13 hands.
Oh, a little pony.
I mean,
Nice.
these horse burials certainly, more so than other animals, are seen as companions for the afterlife, so to speak.
So more than likely you would have had a grand procession that would have happened to the person next door, and then they would have had the horse laid to rest with that person.
And it isn't long before the team discover that the horse wasn't buried on its own. There are human remains here too. This is a very high-status Anglo-Saxon burial.
Oh, this is amazing. So we're in the big Ring Ditch feature, the big grave area, and they've got something sort of this size, and we don't know what material it is yet, but as they're uncovering it, it starts off white, and within sort of 30 seconds of being oxidized, it's turning grey down into black. I mean, immediately on the phone to the specialist to see what it is.
Could be silver, guys.
Could be silver, could be silver.
Which would be right next to...
Frankie's just speaking to our specialist back in the office to find out what this might be, how we might treat it immediately. Sounds like it might be something pretty good. What it might mean about the grave, but the most important thing for us right now is to know how to look after it as best we can immediately, because it's clearly changing as soon as it's hitting the air.
Freaking cool.
Go on, what did they say?
And that sounds like silver.
Oh, wow.
So we've potentially got a small silver artifact. Finding something like this is, I mean, I've got goosebumps.
Phenomenal, wow.
The grave goods are dissolving before their eyes, but the presence of silver emphasises the status of this burial.
To find what could be a princely burial in such a high-status Anglo-Saxon cemetery is nationally significant, internationally significant. And the team here going down in 2.5 centimetre spits to try and catch every bit of information that they possibly can.
The team has now made hundreds of discoveries spanning some 40,000 years of Suffolk's history, from the Stone Age to the modern day. Rosanna's come to the tent to show me some of the latest finds.
Rosanna, you've got some bits from Sizewell. I mean, it's an enormous site. I can't believe the size of it.
The width of the geography and the breadth of time is almost overwhelming, the amount of information that we can take from it and learn and interpret.
It's just amazing to be able to see what's happening across the whole landscape like that. I mean, that's the value of these big digs, that you're not just kind of opening up a small area, you're actually able to see what people are doing right across that landscape.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you would say, well, if you dig a big enough hole, then you'll find something. And we've dug a massive hole and we found everything.
Yeah. So you've got some objects to show that depth of time.
Yes. So this is about 40,000 years old. This is a Neanderthal hand axe.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. It's absolutely incredible.
I mean, 40,000 years ago takes us back way beyond the peak of the last ice age. We're into Britain being a completely different landscape.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are no modern humans here. It's just Neanderthals.
When you hold it in your hand even now, you can feel how usable it is, you know, for butchery, for working fibres, maybe even for woodworking. It's still a perfectly usable tool. It's just incredible.
Amazing. OK, so 40,000 years ago. And then actually we're getting relatively close to the present now.
Yep. Sort of 4000 BC sort of era.
Yeah.
So these leaf-shaped arrowheads, this one in particular, I just think is just incredible. It's so fine.
So fine, so thin, and completely symmetrical.
It's kind of shocking to look at things like this and realise that they were such violent items.
There's a tension, isn't there, between admiring the beauty of it and then realising actually that is designed to pierce flesh and kill something.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
These are a little Iron Age coin hoard. These are so cool as well. There's like the detail on these is exquisite.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you love it?
Isn't it lovely? Little horse. So I can see his front legs there and his back legs there. And then there are some other little details on it. So when does that date to?
We think it's about 20 BC to 50 AD, sort of that real transitionary period as the Romans are coming over to Britain.
These finds beautifully illustrate how culture changes over the centuries. Iron Age coins give way to Roman brooches. And as the Roman Empire fades from memory, we find Anglo-Saxon weapon burials. And then there are exquisite medieval finds.
This is so cool, I have to show you this. So, This looks quite sombre to look at. It looks very dark.
Yeah.
It's a pilgrim's badge, or it would have been a necklace. And if you now pick that up and hold it up to the light.
Oh, wow. OK, so it is glass, isn't it?
It's glass, yep. And this is amazing. So we do have the same iconography, exactly the same, but only from Eastern Europe and Russia.
Really?
And there's, we think, at the moment, only about 1 or 2 of these in Western Europe, including this one.
In the whole of Western Europe, not just Britain? So this is, I mean, this is really special then, this find.
Yeah, almost unique.
I mean, I presume it's not made locally. I presume it's come from elsewhere.
We think imported from Venice. We think it's Venetian glass.
Yeah, yeah.
And presumably, very sadly for them, they've just dropped it.
They must have been annoyed, mustn't they?
Keeping it as a talisman, yeah. It's a beautiful object. If it was gifted to them, we can have all kinds of imaginative interpretations.
That's a really special thing.
Yeah.
Wow. What's this thing, Rosanna?
Oh, this is a lead seal matrix. So it would have been used for impressing into wax, for sealing letters and things like that.
Wow.
And
it's got a fleur-de-lis in the middle. It's got writing around the outside.
Yeah, and this is very cool. So it says the seal of Matilda, daughter of Godwin.
I can see the Matilda there, I think.
Yeah. And in reverse.
Yeah.
And what's awesome about it is obviously we get a lot of information about men in the record.
Yeah.
But Matilda was obviously quite an important woman. She's got her own
Important
seal.
enough to have her own seal.
Yeah.
So presumably she's writing documents and sealing them.
She'd be elite, yeah.
have
Well, if
a
she can
seal
write
like
letters
that.
and has a seal in the 13th century, yeah, she must have been.
That's amazing
Must have been pretty
too.
elite.
So we're coming closer to the modern days, and then we're right up to 20th century.
Yeah. So this is World War II evidence. This is a bottle of beer, still with the beer in.
And that's actually the beer still in it?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like to try that.
85-year-old brew.
I think that can stay in there. Is that a compass?
Yeah, this is quite beautiful.
That's lovely. Can I pick it up?
Yes,
Is it-
absolutely.
It's not too fragile.
And it still opens and closes. I think it was a World War I issue.
Okay.
And that someone has then either reused it or been gifted it
yeah.
for World War II, because we found it in a World War II context.
Yeah.
And it does say USA Knight.
So it's American?
It's American,
Yeah. That's a beautiful object. Lovely. So we've got, wow, what have we done? 40,000 years of history on the table.
And all human life is here.
Yeah.
You know, from some conflict and to just domestic issues, to eating, to how you want to design yourself and how you want to look, self-care, death. It's all there, all uncovered at Sizewell.
Next time on Digging for Britain, archaeologists in the Cotswolds unearth a unique find.
We could see this carved bone object. I've never seen anything like it before.
A dig in Oxford teaches us a lesson about students of the past.
We actually have a pier, and we're calling it Smoker's Corner, where you would just chuck your clay tobacco pipes.
And in Kent,
That is a plated gold disc brooch.
archaeologists uncover spectacular Anglo-Saxon burials.
It's a child with weapons, which is extraordinary.